What's up guys, welcome back to another video, hope you're all doing well today. So, what we've got here is a very impressive second ever track race. This is created by Rosshells, and this is the 2019 MXGP of Imola. Now, I'll be a little bit honest, I'm a bit ignorant when it comes to MXGP nowadays. I mean, I have really paid no attention to it the last few years, so the track itself is completely foreign to me. I've not spun any laps on it at all, so we'll see how it goes. Now, I just want to say, as you can see, I'm not sure how dirty YouTube's doing it. Anywhere I look around, the level of detail in just the high definition objects, all the 3D models that he's dotted around, even the track decals themselves, they are absolutely incredible. This is a free track on MXB Mods, so 100% go and download it yourselves and give it a go, because I guarantee that the YouTube compression makes everything look blurry anyway. But for a second ever track release, it's insane. Like, it's absolutely mind-blowing what this man's done. Now, he kind of came out of the blue, out of nowhere, months ago and released the MXGP of Faenza, however you want to pronounce it, which is another Italian track. And that track itself, in terms of the actual track and terrain, without a doubt, one of the most fun tracks to rip a 125 round in the entire game. It's so good, so well built, and there's been many series that have done races on that track. And he just kind of came out of nowhere. You know, that was his very first ever post on MXB Mods in terms of tracks. He'd released a couple of assets prior to that, which was like Monster NG bales and archways and stuff like these that you see here, this massive archway. And I just thought it's really impressive. And it's been a few months since he's posted anything, and now he's come out of the blue and released this. And everybody that I can see on the comment side of things is saying just how impressive this track is for a second one, and just the level of detail that's going into it as well. I've not had the chance to do any online on it just yet, or really test out Deep Erode. I'm currently on Erode 3 times, so it's not over the top at all, but it's enough where after a couple laps I should see some sort of ruttage appearing. Now, what I will say is it's a very demanding track in terms of PC. Now, I'm braving it today. I mean, I've got a 3090 in my PC, so it should handle most things. But then you remember that MX Bikes is on OpenGL, and it uses a lot more of like CPU and so on and so forth. But I digress. I've got a bloody expensive PC. It should be able to handle anything, but I am still getting frame drops. If I do Control V, nope, that's beta 18, Control F. So I'm over 60, so you probably won't be able to see it. But on my screen, it kind of, you notice it, you know, it's not the normal standard that I'm used to playing with. But that is absolutely everything maxed out. You know, that's all textures on high, all reflections on, that's shaders on, max HUD installed, everything. So it's pushing it to its absolute limit. So I'm sure if you just turn one or two things down, it should be no issue whatsoever. Now, one thing that I am a little bit surprised by, obviously not keeping up with my MXGP at all, is just how short of a lap time this is. 1 minute 28, considering I was rolling around for a couple of straights, that's really short for an outdoors track in my opinion. I'm not sure what your guys' opinions are on that. But yeah, either way, it's very tiny. And I done a quick half a lap beforehand just to take the screenshot for the video, and I was actually struggling to find a good angle that shows off a lot of the track in the background just because of the layout. It's like it's separated into two halves as go across the road race track that's here. Oh my god, just keep it on two wheels. But it's so pretty. Like, I absolutely love getting tracks that look this good, because I think it really helps in the immersion side of things. And immersion in motocross games for me is just probably one of the biggest things. As long as you feel like you're there and you're actually riding, that's the most important thing. Doesn't matter what your skill level is. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be able to ride this fast around a track in my life, Jesus Christ. And I did see that people wanted me to kind of switch up what bikes I was riding a little bit more, so I've changed it up a bit. I'm on the KTM 250 today, and I'm actually using, well, let me get to the top of this hill and I'll go into third person again off this little drop off here. Oop. Take hand off, pull a tear off onto the keyboard. I'm actually using the South African team's MX Bikes of Nations skin. Reason being is I don't have any 250 skins on the KTM, and there's something about this skin that looks so nice, and I think it's the shade of orange that they've got. It's very vibrant, very bright, and it's really nice. And I think Blitzco and 327, the job that they done for Nations on all of the bikes and skins and gear as well, all the paints, Very, very good job. It was very impressive, and it was really nice seeing everyone's gears for a change, because when it comes to normal ARL seasons, whether it's Nationals or Supercross, oh my god, what am I doing? I don't go through the effort of downloading everyone's skins, because first of all, there's so many, and there's always updates throughout the season as well. But it just takes the game so long to load everything when you've got that many paints in there. Apparently that was a massive reason as well behind game crashes joining servers, is corrupted skins without us knowing. We had no way of knowing that they were corrupted. No idea what causes the corruptions, that is, but oh well, that's something for another day. I'm not a skin maker, no idea what I'm doing. I just download what I get given, and that's it, and I'm a happy man. I do want to compliment, he's done a very good job with the amount of roughness, the pre-built rough that's on here. I imagine when it gets super deep and eroded away, it becomes a little bit more challenging, but it's nice being able to just feel that little bit of rough. Every now and then you get track decals that look like they're slightly bumpy, but it's still smooth. I think some tracks go a little bit overboard, but I think due to the scale of the track, he's put enough rough in the right places to just slow it down a bit. So I imagine if this was basically a flat track with just massive ruts everywhere, you'd probably get round in a minute and 15 seconds or so. But I don't know if it's intentional or by chance, but he's done a very good job of slowing the track down, which I certainly appreciate. I imagine that online lobbies will be quite fun, because it seems there's basically 3 ruts in every single corner. This section here is a bit interesting. I'm not sure what the IRL track designers are up to when they first designed that track, but yeah, that little chicane, not a fan of it. I hate areas like that in any racing sport, whether it's F1 or motocross, where it really filters down to one tight lane. Reason that I'm not a big fan of Monza in the F1 as well, just because I feel like it's just not a good track for racing. It's like so tight in the turns, and then you just pass each other on the straight back and forth. But I'm not a massive F1 fan anyway. I know that's probably going to upset a few of you. Sorry to let you down, but personal preference, personal choice. Oh god, oh that's a low line. Jesus, that was the best accidental line I've ever taken. Almost go flying off the track, and then find the half of a foot of track that is completely flat. Oh god, I keep over jumping this into this corner. Yeah, that's a crash that time. Ah, god damn it. But I think he's done a very, very good job on these bumps, as I say. The ruts, sometimes the ruts feel a little bit clunky. Might be the best way of wording it. Feels like as you go into them, they're very, like they're straight on. You know, there's not much of a curvature to them. It's like you're banking into a bit of a wall sometimes, which can be frustrating. That straight is so bright looking over in that way, where you see all the clouds and the sun. The reshade is absolutely doing my eyes in. Let me turn it off. I'll turn it off on this straight and see how the track looks. It actually looks alright still. It's a little bit on the grey side, but that's just MX Bikes lighting in general. I'm such a slut for reshade now. I don't think I can ever go back to play normally without it. Although the one track actually that I had to turn reshade off for was, if you've seen, oh actually I don't know if it'll be out the day before this or the day after it. It depends how I juggle them around. I've done a race or a video on the Sandpit track released by Taco with Charlie, and it was so bright, like disgustingly bright. It's the first track I've ever had to turn reshade off permanently for, so I just couldn't really see where I was going. And I think it's because the on-track decals, they're like a really bright sand, like a yellowy whitey sand, that with it on it was unbearable. Like I couldn't actually see. Yeah, I had to turn it off. But other than that, I usually do like my reshade. If anybody wants my reshade settings, because I get asked quite a lot, I downloaded them myself from, if you go onto the MX Bikes shop website, you haven't got to buy them, don't worry, but if you go onto the Hurren compound on the MX Bikes shop website, then if you scroll down to like the description stuff, he's actually attached the shader settings in there, like the preset. So just go and download it, slap it in your game, and you'll be good to go. Your stuff will look exactly like mine if I turn it back on. Okay. Right, I want to see, because I feel like when I talk and ride at the same time, I always get a little bit distracted, so I'm going to shut up a little bit, but I want to see if I can... Oh, sugar. Oh, that's another bit of an iffy subject, sorry, before I get a little bit off topic. I'm a massive fan, obviously, of all these like custom 3D objects and all the details that go into them. I'm not a massive fan of them all having collisions. Now, I like tough blocks and things having soft collisions, because otherwise I feel like people just scumbag it all the time, ride through and ride off the track, so on and so forth, so I like that. However, when you've got these massive banners, MX Bikes does have a habit of getting you stuck in them when you crash. And then you've kind of got to rely on your hard reset so you don't get reset halfway across the map, which I've not had to do yet, so I'm not sure how well the timing gates have been built here. But I prefer when the massive banners that go around the track don't have any collisions on. And I suppose, well, let's say, for example, I'm in an online race. I'm against McChicken and Fatosa. I'm against an Australian and a Brazilian who tend to have the worst pings. Well, I was saying that Fatosa tends to have pretty good ping. I don't know why I picked him, but I'm against a Brazilian and I'm against an Australian. If the netcode does me dirty and flings me off over the map, sometimes you genuinely can't get back on the track because of all the banners that are around the outside. You have to try and find a safe re-entry point, and then by then you've been off the track so long that you've got cuts. So it's a weird one. It's a quatch. A quatch? No, English, come on. It's a catch-22 on, do you keep the collisions there and stop people from like trying to take as much advantage as possible as off the track lines, or do you leave them off, kind of make things a bit better in terms of track re-entries and stuff? And yeah, I don't know. It's one of them. I think that that's definitely probably a 50-50 split in my opinion. I know when we done the last few aerial rounds, the last few Supercross rounds of aerial, they turned the collisions off completely for the bales, and they had one or two bales that were a specific colour that I think they're called the OTB bales, over the bar bales, where if you do hit them, you're going to the hospital. You're going in the back of an ambulance because you would get flung right over the bars. But then 95% of the bales around the track, like on the side of the rhythms and such, they didn't have collisions, which is good in a sense because you get a little bit squirrely. It's not like your entire rhythm's ruined because you get slowed down and you're out of sync. But at the same time, I think a lot of people just ended up riding through the bales on the edge of the track for the most part because every now and then, no fault of the bloody track creators, they don't expect people to be riding like it, but you'll find that you get some proper low spots on the takeoff of some jumps and you can carry a lot more speed. Now, Supercross is all about hitting obviously the main big line, of course, but how low you can stay whilst doing it. And there was a lot of, I think there was a lot of abuse of those. I was probably guilty in a few rounds of it because I want to win, you know? If you can't beat them, join them at the end of the day. Right, let me try this inside here. That's actually not too bad at all. I've been avoiding that because I thought it was a lot rougher than it was, but that is no problem. That's a-okay. I will say, it doesn't seem to be eroding. I know I'm only on like lap 7 or so, and I'm just one person, but I put it on free erode, and it doesn't seem to be digging that deep, which is quite nice. So I'm pretty sure this could easily handle a 30-minute race. And I think just because of the nature of the track and how short it is, I really feel like you could absolutely pound some laps in, just go for burner after burner, and it wouldn't be too bad at all. I can imagine sections like that can be a bit difficult. Maybe when it gets a little bit deeper, a bit rougher, the front end might struggle with those bumps and tuck the front now and then, but for the most part, it's a nice flowy track. He's done a good job. So even though some of these ruts, they feel a little bit square when you get into them, the actual, how do I say it, the layout of the ruts and how the rut is shaped in terms of how it goes around the corner rather than how it slopes upwards. It's hard to explain. How it curves. The ruts are built well. That ignore me. The ruts are built well. It's fine. I'm absolutely all for trying to get my point across sometimes, but that one there, like I feel like that one's quite a hard impact, but it follows around the corner nicely. These ones here are really nice actually. I like that he's kind of got this where you can cut down halfway around the corner and go inside outside. Nice adding some options. I mean, there's an outside here just because there has to be an outside on every corner. It doesn't do much for you. I don't think you're going to be making any incredibly fast passes anytime soon doing that. But what I want to do is, because other people have been suggesting this, is maybe going for a hot lap at the end of each video. Now, I'm not going to sit here and spend half hour to an hour just running laps back to back to back trying to do something fast. What I am going to do is next lap round, I'm going to try and put the burners on a little bit, try and go as fast as possible, and hopefully I'll beat the 123.9 that I've currently got. I've not seen anybody else's laps on this track at all yet. I'm not sure anyone's posted any fast laps, but either way, I doubt that it's probably a very, very fast lap time. That corner's getting so nice with the road there. Really digging in deep into that one inside rut. Right, what are these other lines like in here? That was my fault. That was a skill issue. I went into that rut all wrong. They do tighten up a lot on the inside. So, let's get over this. Over the wall jump. Double down here. Just be able to just the KTM rev out really quickly as well. Right, here we go. Time for a lap. 4 seconds off my best. Oh, maybe it was a good lap after all. Gonna go to the inside here. And lap's almost over already. Right, keep it going. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. I think that inside rut actually might be the best here, because this jump isn't very big. I mean, I'm 0.2 up, should be okay. I'm going to miss that little sharp bit on the inside. Try and straight line that chicane as much as possible. 0.6 up. Alright, get on the binders. Ah, I've ruined it. Ah, god damn it. The back end was properly sliding out there. Ah, that's frustrating. What I'm going to do, actually, is usually this is the point where I'd love you and leave you, play the outro music, all that good stuff. Also, let me know what you think of the new outro music, by the way. I've mixed it up for the last few videos. But I'm going to go away. I'm going to spend maybe 10 minutes or so, and I'm going to post a no commentary hot lap for the end of this video, and then I'll end it off. So thank you for watching. Enjoy the hot lap. Subscribe if you're new. Catch you boys next time.
One of them make it, I guess. You know I live with the criticisms. People are giving opinion, they put it upon a pedestal. A pendant for your thoughts, but I never asked for change. My work ethic's ridiculous and yours is not the same. I swear to God that I wrote it all with a pure intention. The truest testament with no excessive false aesthetics. You couldn't imagine or fathom the effort I'm exuding. My heart and soul in this shit, but yet they force me to